It's LinkedIn Live number 19. That's 1 9. LinkedIn Live number 19. I'm going to go on LinkedIn 244 times this year, and this is number 19. Now, I'm particularly excited about number 19 because 19 is the age where your birthday happens at the same exact time every 19 years from when you were born. Did you know that? Did you know that every 19 years your birthday falls on the same date, same day, same sequence? I think it's every 19 years. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments if it's every 19 years or not. Write 19 if you knew that. Write did not know if you did not know that. So I'm here live sharing insights on how to use LinkedIn with artificial intelligence using a tool called Evie AI. The reason I'm sharing these insights is because many of you have no idea how to use this tool, and I want to teach you how to do it. So give this a like if you're interested in letting me know that you're here. Give it a thumbs up, just a like, just like that. Boom. You could also leave a comment letting me know where in the world you are dialing in from. Where are you dialing in from? Number 19 is super exciting. I sat down and I had a conversation with ChatGPT, and I said, I came up with this concept called conversation by observation as a strategy to meet strangers in real life and on LinkedIn. People don't like to be sold, but they love responding to observations. I want to coin that phrase, conversation by observation. I said, help me flesh out the idea and give me examples of ways to do it in person. So ChatGPT was very clever, and it started breaking down the advantages and the implementation in real life and the implementation on LinkedIn and also specific examples. So what is this concept called conversation by observation? Conversation by observation is a communication strategy where the initiator starts a dialogue on a keen observation of another person or context. This approach relies on insightful, often non-intrusive comments or questions that stem from noticing something specific about people, their work, or their environment. So if I'm on LinkedIn and I notice Mark Blevins, retired from Ashburn, Virginia, and I take a look, I see that he doesn't have his photo on LinkedIn. Well, that's okay not to have your photo if you don't want to be seen. But if you want to build a real relationship with people on LinkedIn, one of the most important things that you can do is actually have a photo. You want to have a photo, a background photo, a proper headline. You want to make sure to have a proper about section. Evie AI, our AI for LinkedIn, can help you create that proper about section. But the first thing that you need to do is you need to train the AI as to who you are. So today I'm going to show you how I train the AI by sharing my screen and walking you through my step-by-step process for how I add a persona on Evie AI. And the reason I want to teach you how to do this is because my friend Trisha, she contacted me via email and she said, Joe, can you please help me create a persona on LinkedIn with my own contact information? I said, yes, of course I can help you do that. I'm going to share my screen and show you exactly how I do that using a combination of ChatGPT and other tools. So this is what ChatGPT looks like right now. It's just a window. It's chat.openai.com. I'm going to go here and I'm going to take the training data. Do you see that? I popped in the training data. And the training data says as following. Create a persona for AI based on the information from LinkedIn below. And use this framework as your format. Also brainstorm 5 ideas. And also make a recommendation for a target market. Okay, so here's the framework. Name, industry, title, company, keywords, professional interest, achievements, skills. You see that? Communication style. Now, you can manually enter all this information in, or what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to her website, to her LinkedIn profile. I'm going to go to linkedin.com. I'm going to find Trisha's LinkedIn profile. I'm actually going to copy and paste that into ChatGPT. You see she's a recent person that I checked out. I'm going to copy it into ChatGPT just like this. I'm going to copy this like this. Control C. I'm going to save her profile. I don't know if you can see I saved her profile. But I'm just selecting her text. I'm going to show you my full screen right now so you can see everything I'm doing. I just saved her text. I'm going to create a summary. See summarize profile? I'm going to create a summary just like that. And now I'm going to go into ChatGPT, which is the other window over here, and I'm going to paste in information from her LinkedIn. Now I'm going to see if she has an about section here on LinkedIn, and I do see she has an about section. It's not the most optimized about section, but it's not bad. So I'm going to copy that about section. I'm going to paste it right into ChatGPT. Then I'm going to copy some information from Evie AI that basically gave me a summary of her entire profile. I'm going to press copy, And I'm going to go back into ChatGPT. Now that I have her Evie AI summary, I'm going to put it in there as well. I'm also going to grab some of her experience over here. You see that? She worked at all these places. It's great information for me to be able to take. I'm also going to grab her education, just like that, copy, and then just paste it right into ChatGPT. Now I'm going to see if there's anything else about her here. I'm going to endorse her while I'm at it. Okay, so now let me see if she has a website. So I'm going to click on this right here. I'm going to click on her company page. And I do see she has an about section in her company page, which I love. So I'm going to grab that as well. As you can see, I'm just copying and pasting information into ChatGPT just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to her about section, and I'm going to click on the website. And now I'm going to go to about on the website, and I'm going to copy this information right here because this is probably information that is not anywhere else. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste that information right here, and I'm going to press go. Now ChatGPT is going to consider all this information that I put here. You see all this information that I copied and pasted, and it's going to put it into a nice framework. So watch as it does it. You see the way that ChatGPT is automatically writing up the persona for me? So first name, Trisha, last name, Tate. Industry, financial services. Title, CEO and chief financial choreographer because she dances. Company, FinCore, finance, accounting, small business, women in business. You see that? Common phrases, dance with your numbers, financially healthy, taboos, jargon-heavy language. You see that? It's basically preparing the whole thing. It's also giving me a bunch of LinkedIn post ideas, and it's giving me ideal target market for who she should be targeting. So I'm actually going to email all this information right to her, but I'm also going to put it into Evie AI just like this. I'm going to copy this like this. And I'm going into Evie AI. So I'm going to go to app.evieai.com. And on the left side, I'm going to click on Persona. I don't know if you guys can see the left side. Let me show you my full screen. The left side, we see where it says Persona. I'm going to click on Personas. Then on the top right corner, I'm going to click on Add a Persona. Now I'm going to go down to Background and History. I'm going to paste all that background and history down. Then I'm going to copy her name to be able to call it the persona. Paste it right in here. Click that she's a person. Grab her industry from right here. You see, I'm just copying and pasting. It makes things really easy. And then I'm going to go in here under keywords and grab her keywords just like that. I'm going to make her tone. Her tone is going to be informative. And I'm going to hit Save Persona. And now I just saved her persona directly inside my own Evie AI account. And I recommend that she does the same thing. Now, if I want to create a persona for her company page, I can do it as well. I'm not going to do that right now. But now I can go in here and I can generate some ideas for her. So I'm going to select her persona, and I'm going to do dancing. Dancing with the numbers. Okay, I'm going to press Generate Ideas. And now it's going to generate ideas related to dancing with the numbers. Now, I know I misspelled that, and it's totally fine to misspell stuff with Evie AI because the AI is smart enough to know what you misspelled. Now, I want to know, what line of business are you in? She's in financial services. What line of business are you in? Put that in the comments. And also, let me know if you want to network with some of the other members inside the comments. So if you do want to network, just write networking in the chat. And if we're connected on LinkedIn, I'll add you to a little group that I'm going to make with all the people that write networking that are in the chat right now. So 5 rhythmic steps to streamline your small business. The profit choreography. You see that? The profit choreography. From Wall Street to Main Street, my journey. Okay, so I'm going to click on Generate Post. And it's going to generate a post for her in just a matter of seconds. So as you can see, it's really, really easy for her to be able to create posts like this using Evie AI. And she can create as many posts as she likes, come up with as many ideas as she likes. So all she has to do is click copy here. And now she can post this on LinkedIn. I do recommend editing it just a little bit to make it sound even more like you. You could also change the type of thing it is. It might be an informational post, an introduction post, an analytical post. You can also change the tone. There's many different tones here. And of course, if you have multiple personas, you can change the persona. If I wanted to optimize her profile, I would add some information, say from her website. You see that? Some information from her website. And I would press GPT-4 and generate a persona. I'm actually going to refresh this over here because I did not grab information from her website. I just grabbed random information. I'm going to paste this, select her persona, give her a happy tone, and now I'm going to generate this like this. Okay, so I just grabbed some information from her website, put it in the Profile Optimizer, and it's going to write a very nice profile. It's going to take the information from the goal, information from the tone, information from the persona that we already saved into Evie AI, then all this information from her website, and it's going to generate a well thought out LinkedIn, optimized LinkedIn profile with a headline, with an about section, complete for her to be able to use to optimize her LinkedIn profile. Now, most people do not have an optimized LinkedIn profile, so I'm curious to know how long you've been on LinkedIn. You see the way it wrote a headline? A lot of people started with LinkedIn before you even had the ability to have a proper about section. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this information and I'm going to send her all this information inside a direct message on LinkedIn. So look at this. I'm going to press the copy button. I'm going to go to LinkedIn. I'm going to go back to LinkedIn to her profile. I'm going to click on message. See the message box over here? And I'm going to send her these messages here. So I'm going to send her this. I'm going to say that is your optimized profile. Now I'm going to send her, I'm going to go to my home. I'm going to see all activity. I'm going to say, here's an example post. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to say Control V. Here is an example post. And I'm going to say, and for your persona, here is what I created. All right, and I'm going to go into ChatGPT, copy all this information from here, paste it here, and now she has her persona inside LinkedIn, just like that. Made it really easy. I'm also going to give her some LinkedIn post ideas, just like this. I'm going to go in here, LinkedIn post ideas. I'm going to say some more post ideas. Okay, I'm going to give her some more post ideas. I'm also going to give her target market for this persona. And I'm going to say it's a suggested target market. Suggested target market. Now, some of you might say, Joe, can you send me that? Could you send me that persona creator? Just write persona creator in the chat, and I'll send you that persona creator as a response to your comment. So go ahead and drop a comment right now. Write persona creator, and I'll send you persona creator. If you want to network with other members, just write networking. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a moment. Are you getting value so far? I'm curious to know. Write value in the chat if you are getting value. I love adding value to people's lives. And the reason I love adding value to people's lives is because it brings me value to add value to other people's lives. That's why this conversation by observation, I'm kind of like obsessed with it. The concept of being able to start a conversation with literally anybody, whether it's in person or on LinkedIn. The advantages of the conversation by observation is that, number one, it shows that you've paid attention to the person's interests, work, or environment. Number two, it's a non-salesy approach, less likely to be perceived as like a sales pitch or that you actually want something from the person. You have genuine interest in the other person. You actually want to build a relationship with them. People love that. It also helps to build rapport quickly. People are often more receptive when they feel understood and noticed. So if I notice you, you feel valued because I noticed you. For example, if I go into the comments right now and I start mentioning specific people in the comments of this post, like, for example, Susie or Khan or Jeffrey or Tanya or Giacomo or Rogelio or Jeffrey or Leah or Rose or Tanya or any of these people that are in the comments right now, Dr. Rao, if you're in the comments right now, John, Lisa, and everybody else, I'm noticing you and I'm building rapport with you. People love to be noticed. And then it also encourages reciprocal engagement. By commenting on something specific, you invite the other person to share their thoughts and their experiences. You're almost like creating an icebreaker. Conversation by observation is like a modern day icebreaker to break the ice. I was in a sauna today and I made a comment and it turned into an entire conversation with everybody in the sauna. I did the same thing yesterday. I made a comment to somebody and all of a sudden, boom, I saw a guy in a sweatshirt and I made a comment and I said, is that the better way to do it, to wear a sweatshirt inside the sauna? Because nobody else was wearing anything other than shorts, right? Everyone's wearing nothing. And by the way, do you guys go on saunas? I'm curious to know if you use saunas. Say, I do use sauna, I don't use saunas. I'm curious to know if you do use saunas, why do you use it and how often do you use it? And if you don't use it, are you afraid of it? Do you not like being in 180-degree weather? 180-degree weather. 20 minutes in the sauna, it gets pretty unbearable. Could you imagine doing 33 minutes in the sauna? Yesterday I did 40 minutes. Today I did 33 minutes, and I was just like, I was standing, pacing. I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to leave. It was a lot for me. It was really a lot. But after that, I took a cold shower, and I felt amazing. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in the sauna. My goal is to go to the gym 10 times this month. It's January 21st, and I already went twice. I got 8 more times to go, and there's only a couple more days left of the month. So I'm basically going to have to go every day in order to be able to do the 10 times, or I'm going to have to go twice a day or something like that, because I promised I would go 10 more times, 8 more times. So I'm going to go Monday, that's 1, Tuesday is through 2, Wednesday is 3, Thursday is 4, Friday is 5, and then Sunday is 6, Monday is 7, and then Tuesday is 8. And then Wednesday will be extra credit. So if I don't go one of those days, let's say, for example, Saturday, I might not go. So, I might go Saturday night. I might not go Saturday night. We'll see how I feel. But if I don't go one of those days, then it's okay. But I have to be able to do every single day from now till the end of the month, minus one day, in order for me to be able to make it. So I set these very strict goals for myself in order for me to be able to accomplish what I need to accomplish in my life. And again, I didn't say I'm gonna go to the gym for the rest of my life. I just said I need to go for 10 days straight. I need to go 10 times in January. And so far I went twice in January because I just signed up. Jeffrey said I use the sauna. Jeffrey, what temperature sauna do you use? Susie wants the creator. Let me drop it in for Susie right now. I'm gonna show you how I drop it in. I'm gonna go and share my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. Window, share screen. Okay, so now you should be able to see my screen. So Jeffrey said I can only do about 7 to 8 minutes. I did 33 minutes today at 180 F. It was not easy. I use a sauna. Okay, so persona creator. So I'm going to give Susie the persona creator. How am I going to do it? I'm going to grab my persona creator right from here. I'm just going to take this prompt. As a matter of fact, I have the prompt built into my browser. So all I have to do is just send her the prompt that's already built into my browser. So check this out. I'm going to click here. I'm going to go here. Boom. And I'm just going to send her. Oop, it doesn't allow me to give you the whole prompt here. So I'm just going to give her this part here. I'm going to give you this part, and then I'll message you the rest of it. I'll message you the rest of it. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to click on message, and then I'm going to message you the rest of it. Okay, so I just sent you the rest of it. Okay, Susie, I sent it to you. If anybody else you see, I can't send it to you via comment. So if you want the whole thing, just put something in the DM, write persona creator, and I'll send you the whole persona creator. Giacomo wants the whole persona creator, so I'm going to send it to him just like that. Do you see how quickly I'm able to message people? I create templates on my account. If you guys want to learn how to do this, if you want to learn how to use Sales Navigator, I'll send it to Rose, just like that. Just send me a DM if you want it, and I'll reply to the DM. It'll be very quick. Okay. Very, very cool. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep having a conversation over here. If you want to do networking, just write networking in the chat. Be more than happy to network with you, build relationships with you, get to know you. Let me know what business you're in. If you can pick any keyword on Google to be #1 on Google for that particular keyword, what would your keyword be? It's really important for you to know what keywords you want to rank for. Everyone should know the keywords they want to rank for. For example, I want to rank for a keyword called B2B marketing. I want to rank for a keyword called LinkedIn AI assistant. I want to rank for a keyword called digital marketing agency. I want to rank for a keyword called professional speaker. So tell me what keyword you want to rank for and put it into the chat. Could be 2 words. Now, a keyword could be just 1 word, or a keyword phrase could be 2 words. I want you to search that keyword. For example, Lisa wants to rank for high performance coach, or maybe CP/OACH. It might be a typo. But Lisa wants to rank, I believe, for high performance coach. So I would do 2 things if you want to rank for a keyword. Number 1 is make sure that keyword is on your LinkedIn profile. Make sure that you write about that keyword, and make sure that you Google that keyword and see who else is ranking for that, both on Google and on LinkedIn. Giacomo said real estate agent. He wants to rank for that. Realtor, 160 degrees, networking. Guys, if you want to be included in my little group over here, I'm going to show you how I create a group message right now. I'm going to show you how I create a group message. Just write networking in the chat, and I'll add you to this group message. So I'm going to open up this window here. I'm going to click on messaging, and I'm going to, oh, Rodrigo wants the persona creator. I'm going to send it to you right now. You could use this with Evie AI. Control A. Here you go. I don't know why it's not letting me send it, Rodrigo. Let me hit refresh. Reload. Let me see. Reload. Trying to reload it here, but it's not working. I'm going to send it. Send it. Okay, I just sent it to you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button on top, and I'm going to start typing in people's names. So I'm going to type in your name. I'm going to type in Rose. I'm going to type in Rose. I'm going to type in Giacomo. I'm going to type in Susie. See all you people here. Anyone else wants to be included in this? Okay. Susie. I'm going to put Jeffrey in there. Jeffrey Morrison. I'm going to add, let's see, who else? Lisa. Lisa, I'm not sure that we're connected on LinkedIn. So if we're not connected on LinkedIn, it's not going to work. I'm going to click inside this message, and I'm going to write LinkedIn live networking, and then I'm going to put 12124. Okay? Introduce yourself in this group. Now I'm going to press send. And I think I added all you guys here. You see that? I'm going to click on notifications just to see what's going on over here. Leah Johnson wants a persona creator. I'm going to send it to her right now. I'm going to click on message. And I'll send her the persona creator right here. All you got to do is do exactly what I did. Just paste it in and you'll have it. Okay. I'm going to click on my network just to see if anybody has sent me a connection request recently. I'm going to click on my network just to see what connection requests I have waiting here. I'm a biggest fan. Look at this. Amasham says, I'm your biggest fan and I want to join your professional network. My biggest fan? If you're my biggest fan, why haven't you been commenting on my content? That's the question I have for you. So that's what I'm going to say. If you are really my biggest fan, why do I not see you in the comments of any of my posts? Oh. Why should I accept your connection request if you're literally not, you're not commenting on my posts? I post every single day, multiple times per day, and you're telling me you're my biggest fan, but you just decided not to comment or not to like anything? Like, really? Or maybe you lied. Maybe you just say that to everybody. That's okay. You can say that to everyone. It doesn't bother me. Leah Johnson said, thanks. Lisa, I'm going to check out your profile now. Now I'm going to show you how you can send a connection request to anybody. So look at that. Lisa, 32,000 followers. I'm going to click more. I'm going to click connect. Now I'm going to use Evie AI to customize this connection request. I'm going to customize the connection request just like this. Lisa, as a coach, I admire your work. Are you open to connecting? I love that. I'm going to press send. I just wrote you a custom connection request, Lisa, so we can build that relationship. I'm also going to save your profile into Evie AI, and I'm going to add you to a particular list over here called LinkedIn Live, because I want to show that you came to my LinkedIn Live and I want to remember you. Now what I'm going to do is, as a gift, I'm going to go to your profile and I'm going to drop a comment on your most recent profile. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to press generate. It's going to generate a comment. So it's not selecting a persona right now. Redefining success, disruptive events, Lisa Goals, insights is valuable, curious to hear. Okay, so I'm going to say, curious to hear what others say. Insight is so invaluable for those looking for lead and impact. Okay, I'm going to tag you, Lisa. And I'm going to press post. And I didn't even select a persona. If I selected a persona, it would have been much more customized. But as you can see, I just did that way. I'm curious to know how often do you post on LinkedIn? Let me know in the chat how often you post on LinkedIn. A client of mine recently reached out to me and said, Joe, I don't want to post on LinkedIn often. And I said, why? Why don't you want to post on LinkedIn often? And he said, the reason I don't want to post on LinkedIn often is because I'm afraid I'm going to bombard people too much. I don't want to bombard people. And I said, how are you bombarding somebody if you're literally just posting on LinkedIn? And he said, well, if I post on LinkedIn, people are going to see me too often. Where are they going to see you too often? On the feed? Who cares? People go to the feed to get information. And if you add valuable information to the feed and you do it often, they may or may not see you often. But if they see you often and you're adding value, that's okay. You're not bombarding them. They're actually looking for information. It's not like you're emailing somebody every 5 minutes and annoying them. That's different. You don't want to email somebody a few times a day or even a few times a week, unless they signed up for a few times a week email. But on LinkedIn, they're finding your posts when they're doing what? When they're going to the feed, right? And so you can post as many times as you like. LinkedIn will show it to people that want to see it. Did you know that you can go to my profile and you can click on a bell icon? I can click on a bell icon and you will get notified every time I post. Did you know you can save my profile into Evie AI and then proactively see my recent posts, and then you can use Evie AI to leave comments for me? That's powerful, just like I left Lisa a comment. Did you see the way I left Lisa a comment? If you don't post on LinkedIn, just write, I don't post on LinkedIn. But if you post often, just write how many times you post. I'm curious to know how often you post on LinkedIn. What are you dedicated to? For 2024, are you dedicated to weekly, monthly, daily? How often would you like to post on LinkedIn? I really want to know what your commitment is, because those people that get results in life are people that are committed to something specific. Like I'm committed to going to the gym. Leah is committed to twice a week. Susie is committed to post on LinkedIn in phases and sometimes weekly. I had only about 4% of people post on LinkedIn. That tells me I should post here more often. Yes, Susie, you should post more often and you should post high quality content. Devora posts twice a week. So if you're watching this right now and you haven't commented with how often you post, my question is, why are you not willing to contribute your thoughts into this conversation? We're having a conversation. The word con in Spanish is with. Do you speak Spanish? Here's another question I have for you. What language do you speak? What language besides English? Hopefully you speak English. Otherwise, maybe you're listening to my body language, or you just like watching me move my face, which would be a little bit weird. But no judging, even though I just judged by saying that it's weird, is a judgment. My mother's like, oh, that's weird. And I said, Ma, why are you judging? And she's like, I'm not judging. I just think it's weird. I was like, well, you thinking it's weird is actually judging. And sometimes I do it myself too, and then I say it's not judging, but it is. Adam said 3 to 5 times per week. Jeffrey said, I'm just beginning so far, around 10 per week. Okay, cool. I'm going to like all of your comments over here. First of all, I love that you guys are engaging with me here in the comments. That's really essential. Let me know what language you speak. Put it in the chat. I speak Spanish. I speak Hebrew. I speak Yiddish. I speak English. I can even do a Russian accent. Can you do any Russian accent? Can you do any accents at all? Do you guys know what this is? I don't know what this is. I went to the store and I bought this, and I started blowing, and it wasn't working. But then I started spending time with this piece. I just started spending time with this. And what I quickly learned is that this is a pretty amazing piece of technology. Adam said it's a kazoo. Very good. A kazoo. Someone said it's a kazoo. Someone said it's a kazoo. Is it a G or a K? I don't know. All I know is this is an amazing piece of technology, and it cost me $1. I am going to go to the Executives Association on Thursday, and I'm going to play them a song with this amazing kazoo or gazoo or whatever this is. And I may even buy one for everybody there because it was just $1 each, and I can buy 20, 30, 40, 50 of these. How cool is that? My kids are going to love it. When my kids get their hands on that, they're going to be like, oh my God, but you have to learn how to do it, because if you just blow into it, it doesn't work. You have to almost like speak into it. You almost have to like be with it. And there are many different ways to do it, just like LinkedIn. If you just show up to LinkedIn, you're not going to know what to do. You got to get some training. You got to get some support. You can try to wing it and figure it out yourself, But if you're not getting training and support, then you're not going to know all these hacks. And that's why coming to these sessions and watching my previous sessions, you can learn specific tactics and strategies like creating group messages with people, like going on LinkedIn Live, like using ChatGPT, like using EVAI, like posting strategies, and so on, which will help you be able to be more successful online. I'm curious to know if you learned anything today. If you learned something, tell me one thing that you took away from this that you think will be valuable that you can use in the future. Curious to know what you think. Now, how do you implement this conversation by observation on LinkedIn? Comment on recent posts or achievements. If you see one of your LinkedIn connections has a recent achievement or a recent post, you can start a conversation by commenting on the specific aspect of their achievement. Say somebody had an anniversary, somebody changed jobs, somebody had a birthday, somebody announced something on LinkedIn. Build a relationship. Number 2, reference shared connections or groups. Mention a mutual connection or discussion in specific shared groups. I saw your comment on XYZ group and I thought that blah, blah, blah. Industry-specific observations. If your connection that you want to spark a conversation with works in a specific industry or in a specific field, make an observation about a recent trend or news in that industry. Did you know that you can go to Google Trends and look up trends in specific industries? That's very powerful. So let me show you in real time how I do this right now. I'm going to share my screen in real time, and I will show you how I do this right now. I'm going to go in this LinkedIn Live message. By the way, guys, introduce yourself if you haven't already. Go ahead and introduce yourself in here. So Jeffrey says, I'm a Silicon Valley-focused business owner, struggling, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. Business development, emerging markets, only English. Okay. Greetings. I specialize in assisting businesses with access to capital. So let's say I wanted to start a conversation with Rogelio, okay, and I wanted to start a conversation with him. So I'll look at his profile, and I'll see I noticed he's in BNI. And I'll say something like, how are you leveraging BNI? I noticed on your profile. You see the way I wrote, how are you leveraging BNI? I noticed it on your profile just like that. Now, I love starting conversations with people. I love sparking conversations with people. Why do I love sparking conversations? Because conversations lead to conversions. Conversations lead to conversions. So if I go to Giacomo's profile and I noticed he's in Del Mar, New York, how long have you been in Del Mar? You see that? How long have you been in Del Mar? And I give myself a little round of applause for the question. I ask him a question by observation. I observed that he was in Del Mar, and I'm building a relationship with him. You see, I'm getting to know him. This is a real legit question. People feel really, really good when you notice them and you ask them a question that is a relationship building type a question. Now, are you more the type of person that wants transactions, or do you want relationships? I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a second. I want to emphasize something. There's a very big difference between having relationships on LinkedIn and having transactions with people on LinkedIn. Transaction is like, oh, I just want you to buy something from me. Relationships is where I want to get to know you and I want you to get to know me and I want to build trust. There's a difference. And not everybody wants to have relationships. Somebody recently told me, Joe, I just want customers. I don't want to connect with anybody and get to know anybody. I have enough people that I know. It's too annoying. And I said, well, LinkedIn might be the wrong platform for you, because LinkedIn's a place where people actually want to build relationships. So I'm curious to know in the chat, let me know right now, are you more of a relationship person or more of a transactional person? Giacomo said his entire life he lived in Del Mar. That's cool. I love that. John Grader said it's all about relationships. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I love that you're into relationships. So do you guys have a relationship building tips? Because I see many of you are into relationships instead of transactions, I want to turn it to you, Lona. I want to turn it to you, John, Jeffrey, Susie, Yael, Adam. I want to turn it to you for a second, and I want you to drop one solid relationship tip in the comments. And while you do that, relationship building tip, while you do that, I want to tell you a story. I remember the first time I walked into a networking event, and I saw all the people at the networking event, and I was petrified. I was scared. I wanted to run away, but the elevator wasn't coming back. And the woman that was checking people in saw me and said, "Hey, why don't you come get a drink? We're giving out free drinks." I said, "Okay, I'll go to the bar and grab a drink, and then I'll leave." And there was a life insurance guy there. And he looked at me and he's like, "Is your first time here?" And I said, "Yes, first time here. Don't know what to do. I'm actually a little bit scared." He's like, "Do you have business cards?" I pulled out a stack of business cards from my pocket. And then he says, "Just pull your business cards out, go to every single person in the room. There were 100 people in the room, and hand your business card to everyone. And then you could leave. If somebody's interested in buying from you, they'll just buy from you." And that's exactly what I did. I walked over to every single person in the room, gave my business cards to everyone, and then I left feeling defeated. I knew that there was something wrong with that because I interrupted every person in the room when I walked over to them and gave them my business card. And when I got home, nobody called me except for one person. Can you guess who called me after that event? Who wanted to sell me life insurance after that event? You guessed correct. The life insurance agent that gave me the bad advice, he's the one that called me and said, "Joe, the only reason why you spoke to me is probably because you need life insurance." And I said, "Unfortunately for you, I already have life insurance and I don't need more." He's like, "I think you really need more." And I said, "Thank you for letting me know what you think, but I don't need more." He's like, "When you change your mind, call me." I never called him. But what I did do is go to Barnes & Nobles and start buying books on how to build relationships. Does that make sense to you? All right, let me read some of the comments that people have been leaving. Susie said, "Ask people questions that lead the conversation." John said, "Be curious." Susie says, "I need to be more transformational instead of transactional. I want help. I want to help people if I can." Okay, cool. Guys, put in some feedback. Put in some tips. Now, I went to ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT, I said, "Tell me how to build relationships." And it gave me a bunch of tips. Number 1 is establish trust. Number 2 is show empathy and understanding. Number 3 is show mutual respect. Number 4 is effective communication. Number 5 is invest time and effort. Number 6 is nurture the relationship. Number 7 is handle conflicts constructively. And number 8 is personal growth and encouragement. So let's take these one at a time. Establishing trust. In the comments, tell me, what does trust mean to you? Some people say trust is a double-edged sword. For me, there are 3 things that I think about when I think about trust. I think about being reliable, like consistently following through with your promises and commitments. Number 2 is honest communication. Always be honest and transparent in your interactions. Don't lie to people. Number 3 is confidentiality. Respect privacy and keep personal information confidential. So if somebody shares something with you and you go ahead and start telling everybody about what they shared with you, you're breaching the trust of that person. You don't want to breach the trust of people because that's how you lose trust. I think it was Warren Buffett that said it takes 30 years to build a reputation and it takes 30 minutes to destroy it. So I want to encourage you to think about trust as something that you build over time. But using those 3 techniques that I just shared, it can help you build trust even faster. So what does trust mean to you? Let me know in the chat. What does trust mean to you? For me, it's about being reliable, it's about being honest, and it's about confidentiality. Those are the 3 things that are important. I really don't like gossip. Yael says, "Be helpful and offer your help and experience and knowledge." Susie said, "Ask people questions that lead the conversation." Love that. Okay, what does trust mean? What does trust mean to you? Let me know in the chat. The second thing I want to talk about is showing empathy and understanding. There's a concept called active listening. In your world, how would you define active listening? Tell me. For me, showing empathy and understanding is about mirroring the person. It's about showing them that you understand, not by copying what you say, but by validating what they're saying without trying to give them advice. And just pay full attention to what the other person is saying. Avoid interrupting and show genuine interest in what they have to say. And sometimes even repeating in your own words what they said. And when you empathize, try to understand their perspective and feelings, even if you don't agree with them. You don't have to agree with somebody for you to say, "That's interesting." For you to share back to them what you're hearing. "Oh, so what I hear is X, Y, and Z." And then the third thing is make sure that your responses are positive and supportive. Offer support and understanding rather than judgment and unsolicited advice. Advice is a form of judgment. Did you know that? Jeffrey said physically engaging, yes, eyes, body, posture, facial expressions. John said trust is a fundamental aspect of human relationships and interactions. It refers to the reliance or confidence that one individual or entity places on another based on the belief that the other party is dependable and honest and has good intentions. Trust involves a willingness to be vulnerable and to believe that the trusted party will act in a responsible and reliable manner. Trust is essential for having healthy relationships, whether they're personal or professional. Very powerful. Thanks for sharing that, John. That's very nice of you. I love that. I love that you shared that. Guys, it's okay to share in the comments. Let's talk about mutual respect when it comes to building relationships, especially on LinkedIn. Mutual respect has to do with opinions, like make sure that you value people's opinions. Number 2 is appreciate the differences that you guys have. And number 3 is be polite, have tact, have courtesy. So valuing opinions means just show respect for their opinions, even if they differ from your own. A lot of the times somebody says, they tell you an opinion, they say the world is flat or whatever. They give you some random opinion, and then you're like, you're wrong. The worst thing somebody wants to hear is that they're wrong. Don't tell people they're wrong. Number 2 is appreciate the differences. If you see someone that's different than you, acknowledge and appreciate differences in personalities, backgrounds, and perspectives. Don't just block people out because they're different than you. Instead, embrace them, because people that are different than you will give you different ideas. And then be polite. Always maintain a level of politeness and respect in your interactions. Even if you're angry or you're upset, you don't have to show it. Don't show if you're upset at somebody. Instead, take a deep breath, take a moment, relax, and just be professional. LinkedIn is a professional social network. You want to remain professional. Now, the final thing I want to discuss, even though I gave you guys a lot of ideas around this concept of relationship building, is the concept of effective communication. So in the comments, let me know right now, what does effective communication mean to you? I want to know what effective communication mean to you. Let's break down the topic of effective communication. Clarity and being concise. Be clear and concise in your communication to avoid misunderstandings. Provide constructive feedback and also be open to receiving constructive feedback from your connections and from your friends and from your followers. And then have regular interaction. Keep in touch regularly, not just when you need something. That's a really big problem that people have, is that they only communicate with you when they need something. And then it's like this weird thing. It's like, what? You just want to communicate with me when you need something? And so just keeping up that constant communication with your centers of influence, with your clients, with the people in your life, will help you be able to really build those relationships. You know, we shared a lot of information. We went through a lot of stuff here today. Jeff Hoch said, don't be redundant and repeat yourself. Did I repeat myself in this session? I don't think that any of my LinkedIn lives, this is LinkedIn Live number 19, I don't think any of my LinkedIn lives were the same. Every single LinkedIn Live had different ideas, different topics, different things that I shared. I went 19 different LinkedIn Lives. We're talking about over 10 hours of content. And every single one is different content. And then I take that content and I put it into a tool that automatically edits that out, and now I have videos. I have lots of different videos that the AI creates for me. Really, really powerful and really phenomenal. All right, I got an early day tomorrow. I'm going to go to the gym early in the morning. I'm going to go to the sauna. I'm going to go for a run. I'm really excited that you guys are right here with me and that you're sharing with me and that you're connecting with me. Tomorrow I'm going to do a LinkedIn Live number 20. Do you think I should do LinkedIn Live in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening? Let me know which one you think is best, morning, afternoon, or evening. I'm thinking about scheduling it for 1 p.m., and I'm curious to know if you would join me tomorrow at 1 p.m. Are you available? Would you come at 1 p.m. if I put a LinkedIn Live at 1 p.m.? Right, 1 p.m. Can you close with your AI self? Of course I can close with my AI self. I can definitely close with my AI self. Let me share my screen real quick and just show you my AI self. So if you go to my profile and you scroll down to videos, check this out. You scroll down to videos and you go down and you see show all videos. You're going to see I have a lot of videos that I've been sharing. Check this out. This is one video with AI self. Look at that. More videos with AI. Here's another one. Check this out. Imagine transforming your business's marketing strategy without the high costs of a full-time executive. I'm Joe Apfelbaum, offering outsourced CMO services with the expertise of a seasoned marketing leader at a fraction of the cost. With 15 years of experience and over 1,100 clients served, I bring a wealth of knowledge in digital marketing, strategy alignment, and ROI maximization. As an author, Google certified trainer, and successful entrepreneur, I specialize in crafting tailored strategies that align with your business goals. Let's connect for a game-changing conversation and propel your business growth with the right marketing direction. Discover more on LinkedIn and send Joe a direct message. You like that? Did you guys like that little AI version of Joe Apfelbaum? The time zone is Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm actually going to create the event now. And I'm actually going to invite someone to join as my guest to talk about something interesting. But you can catch a replay. If you don't make it, Giacomo, tell me what time you can make it, and maybe I'll hit the replay to go live during that time so that you can join that as well. Jeff said, cool tux. Awesome. I don't actually own that tux. That tux was created by artificial intelligence, specifically Dolly. So, yeah, thank you, Dolly. Giacomo said, AI is going to become an exponentially better, very quickly, scary. Soon you won't be able to tell the difference. It's true. It's true. You won't. Anyway, thank you for joining me here today. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm going to go on LinkedIn Live every day, every business day. That's my goal, 244 times this year. I'm going to go to the gym 10 times this month, and now I'm going to go to sleep. Good night.